The Sky Raiders. The wind roared, tearing through the canvas sails of the Obsidian Gale as the airship glided through a sky of molten orange. Clouds like jagged mountains loomed ahead, each charged with electricity that crackled and danced like restless spirits. At the helm stood Captain Maeve Calder, her dark coat flapping in the wind, her gaze sharp as the cut of her blade. Lucas Fane tightened his grip on the rope tethered to the mast, the force of the gale threatening to rip him off the deck. His chest heaved, each breath fighting to keep pace with the chaos around him. Once a celebrated aviator in the Royal Air Navy, Lucas had fallen far from grace. Betrayal, a court-martial, and a swift discharge had sent him plummeting from the skies of respectability into the gutter of infamy. Now, he was here, among pirates, mercenaries, and rogues. Not by choice, but by necessity. Hold on to your teeth, Maeve bellowed as she spun the wheel sharply to the right. The Obsidian Gale dipped low, the ship's wooden frame groaning under the strain as it skirted the edge of a tempest born of the storm front, a volatile weather system no sane pilot would dare cross. But Maeve Calder was not known for sanity. She was known for audacity, and Lucas had little choice but to trust her. A burst of lightning split the sky, illuminating the jagged peaks of floating rocks suspended impossibly in the storm. The map Lucas carried in his satchel had been clear. The artifact was hidden among these islands. What the map hadn't mentioned was the perpetual fury of the skies surrounding them. As the ship leveled out, Lucas stumbled forward, gripping the railing to steady himself. Maeve shot him a glance, her storm-gray eyes filled with a mixture of annoyance and amusement. "You're not looking too confident, flyboy. Having second thoughts?" Lucas scowled but kept his tone even. "I don't make a habit of dying for no reason. Let's hope you know what you're doing." She laughed, a sound that cut through the chaos like a blade. "Relax. If we die, it'll be for a very good reason." Lucas didn't find that reassuring. He turned his attention to the crew scrambling across the deck, securing lines and adjusting sails. Among them was a weary man named Elias, a navigator with a perpetual smirk, and Arlen, a towering engineer who seemed unbothered by the storm's fury. These were Maeve's people, loyal, reckless, and, from what Lucas had seen, utterly fearless. As they neared the first island, the storm seemed to ease, the winds dropping to a whisper. The sudden calm was almost more unsettling than the chaos. The island loomed ahead, a jagged mass of black rock covered in patches of glowing moss. Lucas felt the weight of the map in his satchel and the heavier weight of the mission he had set out to accomplish.
It wasn't just the artifact he was after, it was redemption. The artifact was rumored to be a key, a piece of technology from an ancient civilization capable of powering airships beyond imagination. If he could recover it, Lucas believed he could clear his name, prove his worth, and maybe even reclaim the skies that had been stolen from him. The Obsidian Gale docked precariously against the island's edge, its hull groaning as the crew secured it in place. Maeve approached Lucas, her boots clicking against the wooden deck. She carried a flintlock pistol on one hip and a curved blade on the other. "Ready to play hero?" she asked, her tone teasing but her expression serious. Lucas adjusted his satchel and nodded. "Let's just get this over with." The crew disembarked, their boots crunching against the rocky surface of the island. The air was thick with tension and the faint hum of energy, as if the island itself was alive. Lucas followed Maeve as she led the way, her movements confident and unhesitating. They reached the entrance of a cavern, its mouth framed by jagged rocks and glowing runes. Maeve paused, her hand brushing against the hilt of her blade. "This is where it gets interesting," she said. Lucas felt a knot tighten in his stomach. He had faced danger before, but something about this place felt different, more menacing. They stepped inside, the darkness swallowing them whole. The air grew colder, the walls pulsing faintly with a greenish light. As they ventured deeper, the hum grew louder, resonating in Lucas's chest like a heartbeat. The path narrowed, forcing them to move single file. Maeve kept her blade drawn, her movements tense and alert. Lucas followed closely, his eyes scanning the shadows for any sign of danger. The chamber they entered was vast, its walls lined with intricate carvings that seemed to depict scenes of flight and war. At its center stood a pedestal, and atop it rested the artifact, a crystalline orb glowing with an inner light. Lucas felt a surge of relief and anticipation. This was it. Maeve approached the pedestal cautiously, her steps deliberate. "Looks too easy," she muttered. Lucas couldn't argue. He moved to her side, his eyes fixed on the orb. Let's not assume it is. As if on cue, the ground beneath them trembled. The carvings on the walls began to shift, the figures moving as if alive. The hum grew into a deafening roar, and from the shadows emerged a figure, a guardian made of stone and metal, its eyes burning with the same green light as the orb. Of course, Lucas muttered. Maeve grinned, her blade gleaming in the eerie light. Told you it'd be interesting. And with that, the battle began.